Hey, Lydia, what brings you in today?
Well, Joe, I kind of wanted to talk to you about Max.
Okay.
My cubicle's right near his, and he's very loud when he talks. So it's very distracting. When I'm talking to clients on the phone, all I can hear is him. It's really kind of aggravating hard to work with him right on the other side of the wall for me. And then he's just, I don't know, not very friendly. We go out for lunch all the time with, the other employees. We're always out to lunch. He never wants to go with us. So I don't know if he's just really unfriendly or he doesn't like us, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then, he's just kind of like a creepy, very close talker. He's always like right in your face. So it's a little creepy, and I don't know what to do about him. I don't know, he just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Okay, I definitely understand your concerns. Um, as far as Loudness goes, he's a very enthusiastic employee. I know that can get a little annoying sometimes. I think I'll either talk to him to see if he can bring it down a notch without even bringing him out of his character. He just has that natural energy. Maybe I can move your office, or maybe I could move his office, so maybe that won't be a problem. But I'll definitely talk to Max about that. That's something we definitely spot in the basement. Maybe we could put him somewhere down there so he's not affecting as many people.
Okay, that might be helpful.
Um, as far as lunch goes and outings, I know Max. He's a really nice guy, but he just brings his own lunch. He has a different type of diet. He's a good coworker, but he's just not about going to lunch every day.
So you don't like think we've offended him, or he just doesn't like? Has he told you that he doesn't like us or something?
No,
or?
I know Max. He's been bringing brown paper bag lunches for a long time now.
Yeah, that's true.
It saves a lot of money, so that's why he doesn't go out often. And I believe he's a vegetarian, so his
Oh, see, I don't think I've ever really asked him that, so I didn't even know that. So that makes sense.
His diet is very limited, so that's why he's doing a bunch of everything. So I don't think it's anything against you guys. It's just really hard for him to go out to get.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never really thought of that or even bothered to ask.
Yeah, so that's probably one of the reasons.
Oh.
But yeah, he's definitely a nice guy. As far as close talking goes, some people have that problem. I think it's maybe a cultural thing where he's from, just naturally a close talker. If you don't feel comfortable telling them, hey, just give me a little space, you don't have to be rude about it or anything like that. Or if you don't want to do that, I can definitely go and talk to him and just tell him, and I don't think you have a problem adjusting to that and about being as close as you can. And if that makes you feel uncomfortable, I definitely understand where you're coming from on that.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, do you think it's appropriate for me, like when I'm talking to him, person to person, for me to say, do you mind backing up? Is that? I don't want to offend him, but is that okay?
It's all delivery, but I can understand why you wouldn't feel comfortable. You definitely might take that the wrong way. So, but as my position as manager, I definitely think he'll be much more approving or, accepting of what I have to say. It's not advice I have no something like that. I definitely think he'll take into consideration change his talking habits.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just kind of mentioning to him about like personal space. I mean, I don't want to offend them, but I like, personal space and have a few feet in between, just really close talk. If you wouldn't mind mentioning that, I'd really appreciate it.
I definitely understand the concern that makes you feel uncomfortable. It's definitely, I'm obviously not telling you to keep it anonymous.
Oh, good, thank you. I don't want him to say,
No, definitely not. You're going to be professional here.
Okay.
We'll definitely keep it anonymous. I'll just tell him, his own concerns that, some people don't feel comfortable with you. You just need a little bit of space.
That would be so helpful.
Yes, I understand that. So I'll talk to him about, his levels. If he just has to speak that loud all the time.
Just like, a little quieter, just to kind of, other people on the phone too. I mean, geez.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. This came to me right now. He might be hard of hearing in one ear, possibly. So that.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So
maybe I should talk more with him. I don't know. I didn't know that he was hard of hearing.
I don't think he's really open about it, but he might be hard of hearing. From what if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
That's part of it too. So that's another reason why he leans in when he talks to try to hear you better.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
But I definitely appreciate you coming in, addressing your concerns. If there's anything else I can do.
No, I just kind of wanted to, I've been fiddling with, debating on coming and talking to you just because I don't want to like put him on the spot or, do anything like that. And I don't want to cause any tension, but I really tried to mention it. It's kind of really starting to bother me.
Okay, yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming in. I want you to have a comfortable work environment. I want you to enjoy coming to work and be comfortable. So, whenever you have a concern, feel free to come in and talk about anything, that in the work environment that's bothering you, anything like that. As far as the mask goes, he just, there's a couple things we didn't know, so that's why he just came out as wrong, or he's being allowed to get certain positions. That since he has to speak loud, people that want. So, just happy you got to the bottom of this, and I definitely will be speaking to him.
All right, thank you so much, and thanks for listening to me. I know it sounds kind of, petty, but thanks for listening.
My door's always open.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's all.
So what it is. Hi, Josephine. What can I do for you today?
Hey, Jen. I'm just here to talk about the additional roles that you guys have given me. Now that I'm the housing officer as well, I just don't feel as if I'm ready to take on that role or the additional duties right now. I feel like I don't have enough training or resources available to me to, effectively and properly do this.
Okay. Well, as you know, we're kind of short-staffed with several people being promoted and things like that to new positions. So when Darren and I sat down to discuss and brainstorm on who can possibly fill this role, your name came up as someone who we definitely thought had the experience and the skill set to do this job well. So we put you in that position. We are going to give you some training and things like that. We're not going to just throw you in blindly. But is there something that you had in mind, or is there something that you're specific that you're uncomfortable with? Or
I just feel like it's a big burden. My duties rely on specific housing. If I myself will not go through properly, these people might not get housing because it's a big burden on.
Okay, that's understandable. All right, so we do have several options to, one, make you comfortable in the position, and two, to ensure that everyone gets the housing they need. One of those things we could do is we definitely want to give you training while in the role, so hands-on training. Darren and I do feel that people do learn well and best with hands-on, with a bit of pressure on them. So what we can do is, for the first few weeks, or maybe the first half a dozen or a dozen different housing forms you do for clients, is either Darren or myself can go over them with you to make sure that everything is in place and everything's accurate. That way no one is going to lose out in their housing, and there are no mistakes, and that way you are comfortable with the forms going forward. Does that sound something that would work for you, or?
Yeah, maybe I feel more comfortable with, we've had a few dummy applications that I could work on, or just before I get started. So I'm comfortable. It's a lot of pressure.
Okay, that's a good idea. That is actually definitely a possibility. What we can do is maybe set up a meeting between Darren and yourself to maybe do kind of like what you said, like a dummy application, and that way you can see it from the beginning to middle to end. And then once you actually start dealing with real life clients, again, Darren and myself can continue to look over those for the first few to make sure that you're still comfortable in that role. We want to make sure, obviously, that you and the other employees are comfortable in doing the job correctly.
And also, these are additional duties to the work I already have, so I feel like there's enough time in a week for me to meet the deadline that I have with my old work, and this new work that's added on to me now. So really, concerned.
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable. So what I really do and what I promote doing is kind of setting up a schedule, a very specific schedule on, so many days a week, or, on Mondays that you will work on this function or this role, and, so many hours during each day you might work on a different role. That way you have assigned time periods where you're working on different functions and different roles of your new job and your previous role. That way you're touching on everything each week. So I really recommend that you set that up, and there are tools that you can use within our systems, and if you want, we can, next week when you start this role, I can sit down with you and show you some of those different functions that are available to you to keep you organized and on track, and to make sure that you're, getting everything that you can to utilize to make sure the job is done correctly. Does that sound like something you could do, or?
Yeah, I just felt that, before, like, my job was in jeopardy,
Mhm.
that, if I couldn't perform these tasks efficiently and properly, that, I may possibly be terminated if, I couldn't do this properly along with my, previous work.
Well, I want you to know that Darren and myself know that we are putting this on you, and that we are assigning these roles. So we want to make sure that you are completely comfortable, and that we'll be training you in these positions, and that we don't want to see you fail. So we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that you're doing it properly and correctly. We don't want you to feel that we're going to terminate you just because you make a mistake. Mistakes do happen. Human error is fine. And we're going to give you the training that you need to make sure that you are doing it correctly, so there will be no question of termination. So another thing that we could do is, today is Monday, so what we could do is maybe every Monday we can sit down for the first few weeks and make sure that there are no problems, answer any questions that you may have, and then maybe from there on we can meet maybe monthly on a schedule to make sure that everything's going properly and correctly, and that you're still comfortable from here on out. So we can really set some follow-up time frames to make sure that we're not just throwing in a role and kind of forgetting about it, that we really want to keep up and meet with you on a regular basis to make sure that you're comfortable and things are being done correctly. So maybe we should plan some meetings in the future. Does that sound something that is kind of more reassuring, or is there anything else that we can?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that definitely gives me some confidence there. Since I have the additional duties, I want to know if there will be a pay increase as well with all of my additional duties I'm taking on now.
That's a very good question. So right now, unfortunately, there won't be a pay increase, but that's not to say that in 3 months or 6 months down the line, once you review everything and how the workflow is going, that is not a possibility in the future. So there's always the possibility of a pay increase. So we do have our annual merit increases coming up in January. So what we can do is we can sit down then and discuss how, where you are, where you should be, and where we would like you to be, and just see how that goes, and decide there if a pay increase is something that we can do for you. But it's always a possibility, just not at this time right now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jen.
All right, great. So if anything else, just feel free to stop in. My door is always open.
All right.
All right, thanks.